Hey y'all, I hope you're doing well. This month has been interesting to say the least, and this vlog is gonna start on June 5th when I attended City Hall for a Stop Cop City rally, and I'm gonna get into why it's so important after this footage, but here's what my day consisted of.
The human rights violations for murdering manfrotto and charging dozens of people with
The word of the works seems perfectly.
In routine traffic stops, where as soon as I ask to repeat something because I'm deaf, the officer would get really irate with me, where I would have to be the one to de-escalate those situations and say, I'm deaf, I can't hear you.
Zone MPUW. All of the neighborhood commissions voted against the creation of this so-called public safety center. Regardless of if we believe the site to be beneficial, we stopped. The police cannot be only inwardly accountable. The police of Atlanta.
Yesterday was June 5th. There was a rally / public comment that lasted 15 hours at City Hall, followed by a vote by the Atlanta City Council that ultimately determined whether or not Cop City would continue its construction in Weelaunee People's Park. It is a huge forest in Atlanta. A lot of it has already been cleared. The vote was ultimately 11-4, 11 saying yes, 4 saying no, they don't want Cop City. From what I remember yesterday, there could have been about 500 people giving 2 minutes of public comment. The council decided to vote at 5 a.m. after the first round of public comment had finally gone through. And these council members were looking at their phones the whole time. They were not looking at the people who were speaking. This whole thing was extremely frustrating to watch. I feel like this was a lot of people's first time at City Hall. There were so many young people who showed up. There were parents who brought their kids. To be sitting there all day and watch countless people share their stories about how they've been harassed, how their friends have been murdered for the sake of this project. Tortuguito was a forest defender trying to save the Weelaunee forest from Cop City. There have been a lot of people who camped out in the forest who are defending it directly. Tortuguito was shot 57 times with their hands above their head. And so many people tried to drill this into the council people's brains, but they just did not care. And it was just so disheartening to realize that the people who are supposed to represent our specific neighborhoods in Atlanta do not care about our well-being as people. Cop City has environmental impacts. It has financial impacts. $67 million does not need to go to a training facility. It could get people housing. It could get people clean water and food. There are so many things in Atlanta that need $67 million that are not police. I don't have anything else to say that's already been said during this public comment. It's just really disappointing. Our own elected officials in our representative democracy in Atlanta do not want to listen to the people and would rather choose corporate greed over us. Sorry that this video is starting out so dire, but I just wanted to use my platform to voice what is going on because it's unfair. It is not democracy. So I actually recorded that a couple months ago. That was on June 6th, and now it is July 31st. The banks have grown out, time has passed, and since that vote was held on June 5th, we've been able to get a petition going for the Cop City vote. If we get 75,000 signatures by a certain point in time, which they have extended, it was going to be 2 months, but now it is longer, we can actually get the issue onto the ballot, and the actual people and not representatives on the city council can vote on the issue. As I described earlier, the city council members did not vote in our best interest. This was a situation where council members were basically coerced by corporations or various political entities to vote yes on something that they don't necessarily agree with, but maybe were, you know, swayed to do so. If you have been registered to vote in the city of Atlanta since November of 2021, then you are able to sign the petition to get this onto the ballot. Unfortunately, I can cannot sign it because I'm not registered to vote in the city of Atlanta. I'm registered to vote in DeKalb County, which is so close yet so far away. It's even more frustrating because they are supposed to be building Cop City in DeKalb County. If I grew up in this county and I'm registered to vote in this county, why can't I vote on this issue? I don't know. The least that we can do is canvass, which I'm hoping to do soon. You can visit copcityvote.com to learn more about this entire issue and to learn more about the vote. The working class should be the one making decisions for the greater good of our city, not these council members who are being coerced into voting on things that do not benefit the people. So unfortunately, we do have to take this into our own hands because our council members don't actually represent us at this point. This is an increasingly militarized police force, which is so scary. To all my viewers in Atlanta, I do hope that you guys help out in some way or another because this issue is so important for so many reasons. It's not just a political issue, it's socioeconomic, it's environmental, it's literally all of the aspects that you could possibly think of, and it just logically doesn't make sense. I was at City Hall on June 5th just thinking to myself, none of it logically makes sense. You don't build another training facility when you have issues like homelessness and crime. If you want to stop crime, you have to get to the root cause. You have to understand why people are committing crime and then help them out in those areas so that they do not commit more crimes. We don't stop violence by adding more violence. Like, that doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is just makes me sick to my stomach, but I hope that we can keep fighting for it. I hope you guys are a little more informed about this issue now. I hope you guys can get involved in some way, spread the word, you know. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for hearing me out. If you want to start a dialogue about this in the comments, please do. I'm all ears. Like, I firmly believe that a lot of these issues can be solved through education and just giving people general knowledge to critically think and make decisions for themselves and not just be influenced by whatever someone else is telling them. There's such a huge force on our malleable brains and it's just a lot. There's so much going on all the time that can influence us. I would really like people to just start making informed decisions and learning more about these things to move forward and hopefully get involved and solve these issues, and hopefully that was a positive enough note to leave off on. This summer, I've been doing summer classes, but I also got back into tattooing again. I'm literally so booked for August, it's insane. I'm doing like 16, 17 tattoos. There's only so many days in August, so I'm super excited. I really love tattooing. I love hand poking. You guys know me, I'm an illustrator, I'm an artist, so this is honestly just like what I feel really comfortable doing, and I'm so glad I have this opportunity. I moved into an actual studio space, like a designated studio space, and I'm gonna be working alongside a bunch of cool artists. I guess that's all I have to say. I don't want to keep rambling, but thank you guys so much for listening to me. I know I haven't been posting a lot these days, but I'm genuinely trying to get back to it. It's a lot to monetize your art, you know? It's a lot to monetize your life at this point. I'm taking it as slow as I possibly can, to be honest, but let's get into it.
Hello. Oh, he's so tired. He's so tired.
When you walk in, when you... I started finally using these printables again, and I swear it's been about 2 years since I first purchased the download for this, but thank you Radia Rahman as always. This calendar always keeps me so organized and it's so cute, but if anyone has any other suggestions of artists who make any similar printable calendars, let me know because I could always switch it up.
I wish I had a hat to be. Wow.
Literally took the words out of my mouth.
Show me to be the greatest that the world has ever seen. A genius among non-ended tears.
Hey y'all, so it's currently Sunday, I think it's June 18th maybe? I'm 2 weeks into my summer classes, which I've never done before. They're not that hard, but I tweak. I get really paranoid that I'm like not doing enough work, so I've kind of learned my lesson this past week. I did like all of the readings I had to do when I really didn't have to. What's new though? What has happened this week since I haven't been recording? I need to think. Ishani and I had another DJ gig. It was a small thing. It was another fundraiser event. I saw Black Midi for the second time last night. First time I saw them was maybe a year and a half ago at Variety Playhouse, and they came back to Variety Playhouse, so it was like deja vu moment. Thank you Black Midi for giving me that experience. In terms of like videos that are in the works right now, I do want to make a draw my followers video again because that was really fun and I got to draw all of you guys and kind of see who my fan base is. Head empty, nothing is in here.
I mixed it with kitten formula. Oh boy. He's so funny.
This was a tattoo that I did on my friend Emily, and the reference for this was a sculpture that I found on Pinterest, and I couldn't find the artist that made the sculpture, but I also didn't charge for this tattoo, so like I was not really doing this for profit, if that makes it any better. But yeah, I've been tattooing a lot of friends recently now that I've moved into my new place, and my books aren't officially open, but I've been giving my friends super mega discounted tattoos so I can gauge how long my hand poke tattoos take. I do want to update my booking info posts, so that's a whole thing, and I need to know how long they take, so I want to get back into the swing of things before I go full throttle again too, so this was just a way for me to reacquaint myself with tattooing, and also veering more towards hand poke and realism, which is something that I'm much more comfortable with. This was the fresh tattoo, and then a few days later, this is what it looked like. Here I am digitizing a custom tattoo for my friend Jack, and he wanted a little ghost in a jar and sent me a reference picture for it, but I wanted to make some variations of it to really personalize it, so I let him choose out of a few different versions of it, and here's the process of me digitizing that design in Procreate. Hey! The last system gig we've done to date was arguably the most lit and turned thing we've ever DJ'd for, but it was very labor intensive. It was a free party, so it was truly a community effort, and we lugged all of this equipment through the woods for a couple hours. The party started a few hours late because of generator issues, and then when me and Ishii were about to spin, I realized my USB had been corrupted from the first time that the generator crashed, so that was fun. We had to walk back to my car, drive home, get my laptop, load our music onto a different USB, but it happened, and we might have gone on 3 hours later than we should have, but it was still really fun, and we stayed there until like 9 a.m. It was refreshing, and the sun just woke me up, and I went on with my day, and I've never pulled an all-nighter in the woods before, so that was a first. And then we had this function to spin at the next day, and we were both so exhausted, and literally nobody showed up because it was a Sunday night and a fundraiser, and not that many people really posted about it, so yeah, it was a flop. Here is yet another custom tattoo I did for my friend Abijah, and I kid you not, I've been trying to tattoo this Claude Cahun portrait for about a year now, and I finally got to do it. And I learned about Cahun in an art history course that I took in freshman year, and I've just been wanting to tattoo their work on someone to honor their legacy ever since. Left is fresh and right is a few days settled. My friend Emma and I went to the bookstore to find new reads because we started doing a book club. It's not a traditional book club where we all read the same book, but more of a get-together where we bring books to talk about and swap, which I feel like is much more useful. We went to Acapella Books. I wanted to have some more books to read, and Emma was looking for some specific things, which she found, so dubs all the way. And I really want to start the books that I just got, but I need to finish The White Tiger, which they actually made a movie on, because I was explaining the plot of this to Emma, and then she was like, wait, I've seen a movie just like that, and it was literally the movie adaptation of this book. So this is a book that my parents have had for years, and my mom was reading it literally so long ago. Gigi, I have the door closed because the AC's on. Oh my god, you little whiny baby. If he hears me on the other side of the door, he's going to cry. Good read, but I'm so close to being done with it. I'm on page 249, so very close. The two books that I got are the Tatami Galaxy because my friend Pekka showed me the film version of this book and it's so beautifully animated, but this is just a regular book that has been translated from Japanese. I'm very excited to read this. It seems like a little feel-good story, so we'll see. I was looking at this and then the guy at the bookstore was like, we actually have a used copy for half off, so I was like, yes, please give me that. Another murder mystery because The White Tiger is not a murder mystery, but a murder story, essentially. I guess there is a trend with the books I've been reading, but you know, I'm just a sucker for South Asian stories and a little thrill. So today I'm going to do a tattoo on my friend Jack. I'm gonna tattoo a little ghost in a jar thing that they wanted, so that's gonna be fun. I also have some more homework to get done, so I'm going to do that right now. Let's get to doing the things. And here's the time-lapse footage of me actually doing Jack's ghost in the jar tattoo. It does look really crazy and warped right now, but that's because their arm is pressed against the tattoo bed and, you know, stretching their skin in a direction that makes the design look slanted. But this one was really fun and low-key went by quicker than I thought it would, and I'm really glad with how it turned out. And here's another tattoo, surprise! This is on my friend Molly, and she wanted a custom of Theta Bera's face in a heart on her thigh, so that's what we did. And this is one of my favorite recent hand pokes that I've done so far. The placement was super easy, and the design was really geared toward the direction I want to take my tattoos in, and it just went by way quicker than I thought it would, as did the last one, so giving myself a pat on the back for that. Also, for those who don't know, hand poke tattoos get darker as they settle and heal, so this looked much darker on her a few days later. This week had been full of summer coursework and tattoos, but the Saturday, a week after our system gig, was another South River Forest Fest in the woods. The hike was much different while the sun was out, I will say that. Where do you want to go? This time I put up my hammock and brought a book to read. It was so hot out that I was dripping sweat even with the shade and while it was cloudy.
We're scared! You refuse to surrender in its delight.
The humidity definitely did not help, and it felt like it was gonna storm for a split second, but thankfully it just passed right over us, and more people started to show up as the day progressed.
The protesters believe that power rests with the people. And despite the city council vote on Tuesday to further fund the project, protesters are now hoping to take the issue to the ballot box this fall.
The chants ring out. The voice is clear. Protesters are going to keep fighting this, fighting the construction to try and block this construction of the Public Safety Training Center.
When we know that they're not representing the people, we know that we have to go over their heads and take it to the people themselves.
Alright y'all know the drill by now. Another tattoo. This one was pretty special, as you can see, because it was, well, my first hand tattoo, and it's on my friend Andy. Thank you, Andy, for your trust. This one was really fun to do because it was like a normal tattoo, except it's on a hand, so, you know, added wow factor. But yeah, me and Andy ordered a pizza halfway through, ate the pizza, it was real good, then got back to tattooing. Guys, trigger warning, my dogs are out in this next clip. Ignore. Anyway, this tattoo is on my friend Carson, and this is the third time I've tattooed them actually, and this was taken directly from my sketchbook. It's a sketch that I did while I was on the MARTA train on my way to campus. Public transport for the win. Expand MARTA ASAP. If you know, you know. This is how it turned out. I love it. And this tattoo is on my friend Alina, and it's kind of a custom moment, question mark. It's altered flash, so the design was already existing, but she wanted the holes in the middle to be heart-shaped instead, so we altered it a bit. But this placement was so cute, and it's symmetrical with another tattoo that she has on the other side. And yeah, beautiful, gorgeous. Thank you so much, Weelaunee. I hope you like. That night, Ishani and I got to DJ at Buteco in Grant Park, and we basically got to control the music being played in the restaurant and bar, and Ashley, aka DJ Chooch, organized the event, so we did a little back-to-back-to-back set with her. She brought a vinyl turntable, and this was our first time mixing with vinyl, so the transition from our regular controller to the vinyl was pretty interesting. We had to time everything just right to avoid sounding like ass, and although there was barely anyone on the dance floor, the bar area was really packed. After we finished up here, there was a rave at Brick House, and even though I bought a ticket, it was so hot and sweaty inside, so I stayed outside and socialized, and literally everyone in the scene showed up, so I just walked around for a couple hours and talked to people before just going home for the night. This was another fundraiser event we did for Stop Cop City at No Tomorrow, but it was a Sunday night, so it was once again kind of dead, but that meant less pressure, so we just got to kind of spin what we wanted to, like whatever. A good amount of people actually showed up, but it was honestly so hot in there, like a lot of people just stayed outside and socialized. How the turntables, like wow, I was in your position a week ago. Here's another tattoo I did in that temporary apartment stew. This was on my friend Maya, and they do some pretty cool photography stuff at the raves and whatnot. This was a custom, and she wanted a yin-yang kind of thing, but didn't give me much else to go off of, so I got to have a lot of creative freedom on this one. And yeah, it's a sun and moon, but I made it a little more stylized, shiny, and metallic looking. I only got to record about half of the process for this one because my phone ran out of storage, and I just did not want to deal with it, so y'all are not gonna get the entire process for this one, but I was able to get a clip of the tattoo healing after a few days because she left her camera here when we did the tat, and she had to come back and get it. So look, it's healing. So that was a performance at the Underground by Ponceli Creacion. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, but they are two twin brothers from Puerto Rico, and they make these crazy foam puppets, and I did not realize they had an installation at the Center for Puppetry Arts here in Atlanta, so of course I had to go see that. And the person I came here with, Pekka, already knew them because they have some family living in Puerto Rico, so it was really cool that they had a personal connection to them. And their performance also inspired me to learn more about puppets. It kind of unlocked my inner child again. I hadn't been here since I was a child, so this was very needed. This was their aforementioned installation at the Center for Puppetry Arts. It was so colorful and beautiful, and I didn't realize that almost all of their work is made from foam. Like, take a closer look, and that's all cut foam. After that, we got sushi, which I forgot to record because I literally inhaled it, and then we went to Videodrome, and this was my first time going. Even though I've passed by it so many times, I have a few friends who are regulars there. Analog stuff is just so intimidating to me because I don't know anything about anything. This was the first tattoo I did in the new studio, and it was a dictic, a little gazelle creature, and it was for a trade with Mary, who makes these really beautiful vegan cakes and other baked goods. So I did a tattoo on her, and I got a huge housewarming sheet cake in return. It was lemon olive oil with some like strawberries and basil crumble on top, some other fancy ingredients as well. It was so good. Thank you, Mary, and I really like how this tattoo turned out. It's one of my favorites up to date.
It's actually a video. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. Camera.
Need to let the people know.
Yeah.
About Mary's cakes.
About the new vibe. I kind of feel like I feel like they're like
I'm so sad right now. I feel like you can see it.
Wow. Wow. You look majestic in the wind.
You really do. I'm editing the video right now. I realized I didn't really have anything to use as an outro of sorts. Here we are. Hi guys. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog slash look into my life. I'm gonna try and do more art stuff. I swear. I know I keep saying that, but it's just things are so hard sometimes. Most of the time. Sometimes, you know the vibe. You know, I'm a full-time student. It's just I'm trying to get my priorities straight. But YouTube is very important to me. So I love you guys so much, very dearly.
Look how cute the little baby is. Hi, little baby Gigi.
Thank you guys for making it this far and just in general continuing to watch my videos and enjoy my content. This is a very intimate experience that we get to have. I get to like share parts of my life with some random strangers on the internet, which sounds kind of weird, but like, I'm hoping to upload a drawing slash painting making art of my followers video soon. Thank you guys for sending in pictures of yourselves. Expect that soon. Sooner rather than later. Let's say that. Go to copcityvote.com to learn more about all of the Cop City stuff. Save the Weelaunee forest. I would much rather have a bunch of trees than police. There were crumbs on my face. I just ate a bunch of pita bread, so. Oh, that one's a pimple. That is not a crumb. Okay. That's the thing about this damn camera. It will just highlight all of your... What even is this? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I love y'all and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!